I'm 2 shots in, I'm feeling myself, and I need your hands to come and give me some help. Cause I'm 2 shots in, and I can't help myself. That's why I need you here to help me sweat out all this liquor. 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 So take a sip.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This your girl Deniece. Today we're gonna be making my own drink. It's called the Black Widow. We're gonna get into the reasons for all that later on, but we're gonna sit here and pour this tea right now. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with we're gonna definitely gonna need some ice. You don't need much. Little razzle dazzle, you know. And we're gonna take this Henny right here. My shot glass. And we're trying to get toasted. We're not trying to get tipsy, so we only need 1. Maybe 2. We all trying to sip. After we got that, we got the cranberry juice. And I'm gonna fill this up about 3 shots. I'm gonna give it a little shake. Sabotage the show. Oh, it's getting a little chill to it. Oh, that was just for 1 drink. Y'all had me making 1 drink at a time. Word. That. Okay.
Yeah, so pour it up in the other one.
Okay. And that's gonna top out that drink.
What's that?
What is that? Star fruit.
Talkin Toasted! What up, Toast Mom? Hey, it's Talkin Toasted, and it's your boy, Deniece.
And you know it's your girl, A Taste of Brittany. And it's the newbie, it's Deniece.
Oh! And we got our actual...
Yeah, she should be over here, though. No, so y'all can introduce yourself. You know?
You're right where you belong. You're right where you belong.
Good. Right there.
Good. See, it's okay. You gave me the spot because it's season 2. We're doing things, and it's your boy, Joey Badass.
Hey.
I fixed it. We're good.
And introduce yourself, please.
My name is Deniece Cohens, and I'm the author of the book Hott Commodity.
Hott Commodity. Ooh, and we're gonna get into why it's so hot tonight.
It's
But,
juicy.
hey, let's talk about this drink though.
This drink
though, can we drink to this drink for real?
Right.
This is called a Black Widow.
That Black Widow.
She kind of fucked up and didn't know what the fruit was in it. It's a
star fruit.
A star fruit.
Damn, how many shots you put in?
Damn, I mean for
Mine
real.
is jumping, y'all.
No, she made this drink. Yo,
like I love my drink.
Strong.
Hey, this is my first sip. See how you got the
drink you like?
Get into it, Black Widow.
Goddamn, it's a new day.
Knock you out in more ways than
Thank you
one.
so much for joining us today. So this is a really intense subject tonight, y'all. For real.
Right.
We're talking to Deniece about a situation that she was in. She dealt with a stalker, and dealing with the stalker ended up putting her behind bars. So let's get it let's talk a little bit about how that situation. Can you whatever you can divulge about how it started and how you ended up serving time. Well, you started off serving time for assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, and then moved into a murder charge later.
You're right. Well, it started because I met him through, a family member, and basically I seen an opportunity. So with the opportunity, I was able to help him as well as take care of me and my family. I mean, it's two for the price of one.
Okay.
And so it was just like kind of weighed the odds, and we was around each other 24/7. But it still really wasn't a reason to cross the lines because I got a lot of male friends. So, I mean, with him, really didn't make a difference. But one thing kind of led to another, and he just became somebody I was unfamiliar with. And
somebody that you were afraid of?
Yeah, for the most part. It was like, what would I do if I was to ever get backed into a corner? And that's what you gotta really ask yourself.
So what happened? So you originally were I guess dating?
No.
No.
Well, we was friends. We were friends, and it shouldn't have never went where it went. And we had a few intimate sessions, and that's just what it was. In that kind of line of work, it's no reason to put a title on nothing.
Okay.
I mean, once you know your lines, you know where you stand with each other, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Certain acts to sit here and show you who's really with you, and you just take it from there. It's all about energy.
Okay.
So it sounds like everything started well as far as the business relationship, and then even going into the intimacy. When did things start to change for you?
And why did you end up having to get restraining orders on him?
Right.
What happened when things became unhealthy? What steps
really
did
became toxic? It was more like I was on guard. I had to get restraining orders. I mean, I was up out my sleep 3, 4 o'clock in the morning to watch my house. I stayed down a one-way, a dead-end street, only house on the block. I like my privacy. And just to be violated in the worst kind of way known to man. I don't have no kids. I didn't have no man. What was I supposed to do? You know what I mean? It's no extent that anybody could say that they'll go to protect what's yours. And the irony of it all is they made a law. They made a law after I was already incarcerated. They called it castle law, where you can protect your home. And I still had to sit there.
So let's talk about how you got there. What can you tell us about
the night that everything happened?
What happened that night, it was a couple days before my birthday. So we was, me and my sister, we went out turning up. Came home and there was a guy in my house. 4 o'clock in the morning. When you stand by yourself, who's supposed to be in your house? I didn't even expect a rat to be rummaging around in my kitchen.
I would hope not.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I mean, So to find is this another being in your serenity, in your comfort zone. What would you do?
Protect yourself by any means.
By any means. And that's what I did.
So I understand there's a time gap as far as when the accident happened and then when you actually got locked up and accused of this. Can you explain what was going on between that time for you?
I was incarcerated. He was a quadriplegic. And he died 4 months into my incarceration. So the whole time I was sitting in there, I had to wait on that beck and call, knowing that I did everything in their rules and regulations and their guidelines to protect what's mine. And the charges went from assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill to first-degree murder. And I couldn't do nothing about it. My bond went from $1 million to a revoked bond over something that happened in my home.
You did time?
Yes,
How long?
6 months.
So, being that you were falsely accused because...
So why would... I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, this is really hard to... I mean, you come home... This is someone that you have been having issues with, from what we understand. You come home to a stranger in your house who turns out to be this person who you've put restraining orders against, who you... who knew they weren't even supposed to be within yards of you.
Right.
And you end up shooting him, and then you get... Did you get locked up immediately? Like, how did that go?
They did lock me up immediately. They found a weapon in my home, and they took me in because he didn't say anything, even though he could talk. He never said anything, and it was...
So they locked you up for you having a weapon in the first place. That I guess you didn't have a license or something?
No.
And that's why they locked you up.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, and still, this person who wasn't supposed to be close to you was there, and you were
Correct.
defending yourself.
Correct.
So, how did you end up getting... How did you end up getting out after those 6 months? Because they were charging... I'm just trying to find out why they were charging you for defending yourself. Can you answer that for us? That's the real question.
I'm just as confused as you are, but when I was in there, my very first plea from them was probation. Mm-hmm. The very first plea was 5 years probation, and I turned it down because I'm just like, if that's what you give me on a heinous charge like this, and it's all in the media, you're hiding something.
There's something not being said, so it's like you're the scapegoat.
Exactly, and it's like, you think because this is my first time, in any part of the system. I've never been to jail before. Never been to jail. So, to have something so heinous over your head and you not know what route you need to take. You got some people in your ear telling you that you need to sit here and put it in the media and keep it there, keep it in the media and bring light to your situation. But then you got some people saying, no, don't do that. Because then it's gonna cause attention to the wrong people. So you try and keep it under wraps. You got the media coming to you in the middle of the night trying to get different interviews with you. In jail.
In jail.
Everybody just trying to get a story.
And it was just a game for everybody, but you were living a nightmare.
It was.
And you were going through... You were being locked up for defending yourself at the end of the day, regardless if you're not having a license or not. But you were being charged for assault with a deadly weapon, for someone coming at you.
For protecting what is mine, what I worked for.
How did that change you, and what is your what obstacles are you now facing because of that? Because that is a traumatizing experience. I can only imagine. What are you feeling now? Like, what are you going through? How are you handling this?
Well, in 2019, 2019, I feel so blessed. I got so much joy in my heart. I'm free of resistance.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bitch! You know how when you watching something, you be like, liar! I'm like, damn! You got the fan feeling stuff? Wait, no, but this is an amazing story. I wanted to bring some, comedy into the situation because it was getting a little intense. And so I was like, just wanted to, we want to be fun at the same time.
Let's toast to that.
Okay.
Talkin Toasted.
Hey.
Bring it in, Johnny.
Right. Yeah, but I didn't really catch you up.
So you wrote a book about it again called Hott Commodity. You've been approached. You haven't done any media before this.
No,
You haven't talked about the situation before.
No.
Why Talkin Toasted?
Right,
Why?
I'm definitely.
What gave us the first
Well,
exclusive?
it's nothing like being around your peers, honey. You know what I mean? You gotta get the respect and the love and the understanding and the honesty. You know, from the people that you gotta share a generation with.
Right.
And I know within my own generation, I know I'm not the only one going through something that ever went through something like this. So
people out there can relate.
I'm sorry to get back to that night, cause it's just. First of all, I gotta ask as a human being, you know what I'm saying, how it feel, because okay, he didn't die immediately, but how did you feel after you harmed him in the first place? Were you relieved? Were you scared? Were you sad? Were you afraid? Like, what were you feeling after you shot a man in the neck and he became a quadriplegic? It happened at your hand, yet, I mean, you're defending yourself, but I'm sure there are a lot of mixed emotions going on with that.
and that's exactly what it is, mixed emotions. You can't feel, you don't know, you can't know what sadness is until you were once happy. You know what I mean? Without joy, you gotta know what pain is. You know what I mean? So it's like, I hate that it had to get that far for him to stop, but at the end of the day, I had to go through it, and it was just, I had to figure out how to get out and how to get some distance between us. Now, am I hurtful that it had to come to that? Absolutely. Do I wish that I could turn back the hands of time and do things different? Absolutely. Do I wish that we could have sat here and talked things out and, came to an understanding? Most definitely, with all my heart. Because at the end of the day, it was something more than what the media put out there about me. What the media put out there about him. I kept it out of Superior Court. I kept it out of a trial because I refuse to let these people put these different character traits on him. You know what I mean? Just off the strength of what they have on black and white and his about charges and things from his past.
So even after everything that it was done to you, it still
You
seems
still
like it
wanted
was
to protect
protecting
him,
him, and you're honoring his name in a sense too, as well.
Because he got 2 girls. He had 2 daughters. And I mean, I was actually able to reach out to one and tell her that I apologize. And I mean, be as resentful and remorseful as I possibly can.
How did that go?
Yeah.
It went better than what I thought it was going to be, to be honest with you. We still talk to this day. She let her daughter talk to me and everything. And that's the biggest blessing out of it all, because regardless of what, he was a good father. Conclusion, that's what my book is about.
Okay. Can y'all see it?
Because it's basically what it is. Like,
Y'all can see it.
as a whole.
So they can talk about the stuff that's in the book. So that's, since it's a public book, can they discuss everything that's in it? Since it's already public, because it's a
It's
book.
public, but they got a bias. No need to sit there talking about it.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to keep things secret, so you still have a
So
story.
you just
to
want to
tell
talk
your
about
That's
dad.
what I.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Right,
You better be a fucking
Thank
genius.
you. Okay, so you're okay. So it's not
Right.
necessarily not talking about it. It's
So
not
just
wanting
very
to
big.
divulge
Okay,
so
I know
much
what you're saying.
information,
Yeah,
so that way they
bookish,
can
like,
get the
on
book.
it.
Okay.
Alright, so
Yes.
5,
There we go.
4,
Thank you.
3. Okay, so we just talked about how you felt
Yes.
when you shot him.
Yeah,
And you went to jail, you know, you felt all this, and you keep in touch with his daughter,
I do.
and that's strong. That takes a strong character
Speaks 1,000
on both
words,
of
yeah.
y'all parts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's a lot to unpackage there. What about when you were in jail? Because you were originally in jail for assault
Yes.
with intent to kill, and then he dies, and you're charged with murder. How do you feel about the situation? How do you feel about the justice system? At this point, how do you feel about what you've done? And I mean,
Right, because that tears a person up. At that point, I'm thinking like I'm having a psychotic break.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
how are you handling that at that time?
Like, what were you going through?
During that whole situation, it was more or less like tooth and nail. You know, I'm trying to fix myself to cope with the fact that I'm in here for no reason. Versus the side of me that's like, I wonder if he's okay. I hope he's healthy. You know what I mean? And it's like, everybody that used to come in and out of there that I knew, I used to ask them about him. And come to find out, he was asking about me too.
Do you ever feel like it was a misunderstanding? Like things could happen a different way?
It
than what
definitely
had?
was. It definitely was. Through it all, after, you know, everything transpired between the two of us, he was actually able to say a few words. And that's what tainted everything. It was so confusing, and instead of us actually having a bit of communication, is what we should have had. But
can you tell us a little bit about what he said to you?
well, yeah, I'll tell you about that when it comes to my book.
Nay, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Drops.
Can I ask you? So he did say something to you, and it's in the book. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that a sense of closure for you, maybe, or a sense of
It was just understanding. You know, I know how to talk to people. I know how to bring it out of people. You know what I mean? I know how to express myself.
I'm sorry.
Shut your mouth.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
It's that Black Widow.
You're next. You're next.
No. Okay. So you know, I mean, no, because that's a really extreme way of that's a really big learning lesson. I mean,
Yeah.
but judging from your character and your energy, you know, that has changed you in a way. I mean,
It humbled me.
uh,
It humbled me, and it made me more of a people person. It made me more durable. You know.
And that was my next question. In the event, being that you've gone through this change, let's say the next person comes along and it starts screaming, and you see this same road happening.
Mm-hmm.
Do you react the same? Is the outcome the same? Will it be different?
You know the irony. I'm married now, and things started off so bumpy with us, and it's only because of the things that I've been through. And it's like I painted the same picture for everybody. I was just like, forget all the guys. Black, red, yellow, orange, green, forget all of them.
Oh, so you was dipping in the lady pool.
I definitely was not.
Oh, okay.
I got a pink,
You know,
I got a pink
you was saying like you
girlfriend.
hated all the things. Like, let me be
I'll drink to that.
Okay.
No.
Listen.
Right.
It always gotta be about sex.
I know.
Every time.
Hmm.
Every
But
fucking
I'm
time.
Some humor into this deep situation, y'all. We had to laugh a little bit. It got a little intense.
So y'all started off bumpy.
We did.
And
And it kind of, it opened me up. And it made me realize who my husband was. Who he was as a person. And he did so much. He showed me so much in so little time. And it made me realize that everybody's not the same. And even if they were, I had to be willing to open up myself and be soft myself to embrace whatever it was that they had to offer. Honestly.
How do you, for little girls or for younger women that might read your book or have some kind of insight on your situation, what would you tell them? How would you tell them to handle it? A situation you've been in, how would you tell them to handle it?
Put your soft side first.
Say that again?
Put your soft side first.
your soft side.
Elaborate on that, please.
Be a lady. Be gracious. Be seen. Never heard. You know? It's alright to express yourself. You don't have to be blunt all the time. You don't have to feel like you got a point to prove. Be you. Be you.
But have some damn couth.
That part.
It sounds like she's saying you don't always have to be hard. You can
Yes.
show a softer
Yes.
side, you know.
Don't always show fear. Show faith.
Drink to that.
Me too. 'Cause I don't know where that came from. Yeah.
So can we get a little prequel of the sequel?
Well, the prequel to the sequel is I have a very happy life now. Where we spent New Year's at is where we now reside. And my life is great. You know, I came down, I met some different friends, and my book is all about the finer side of life at the trials, tribulations, and turmoil.
How do you access your book? If you don't want to ask.
Oh, that's a good question. You can find the book at Hott Commodity on Amazon.
So, I do want to take a quick break, but when we come back, I want to ask a little bit about why you decided not to go public and how do you think that affected your case. So we'll be right back on Talkin Toasted. I'm gonna take a drink. I need a drink. Told that bitch you motherfucking right. Told that bitch you motherfucking right. Told that bitch you motherfucking right. Hey, told that bitch you motherfucking right. Told that bitch you motherfucking right. Yeah. Told that bitch you motherfucking right. Yeah. Told that bitch you motherfucking right. Told these bitches I am out of sight.
Talkin Toasted. No, so we want to know, why didn't you go public about it?
I didn't go public because I didn't want the judicial system to try and hang me. I didn't want them to try and go hard with my case. You know, I didn't want to cause the wrong attention,
Oh,
basically.
that's smart.
Do you feel like? So you feel like at the time you felt like it would have hurt your case rather than help, because we talked a little earlier. You said that you were approached by media.
I was. They came to my cell a few times in the middle of the night trying to ask the guards if I can get it, if they could get reports from me, if they can get an interview with me, things like that. And it just seemed awkward, you know. If I couldn't, I talked to my mother, and she was just like, if my lawyer couldn't be there, then I shouldn't answer any of their questions, and it kind of was understandable because I probably would have said the wrong thing to him, jeopardized my own case because I was just so pissed off to be in that situation.
I understand that. So would you do it differently now? Like, do you think? I mean, because would you? I guess the question I really want to ask: if you would have went public, would have been a lot of money involved for you? Maybe. Like, did you turn down situations where you could have potentially got some type of revenue from it, and like, did you sacrifice that? Did you did you put integrity first? I'm guessing the words.
No.
There was no money involved.
No.
It was just gonna be fame involved.
Notoriety.
Say that again. No, say that
There's
again.
a difference. She chooses her words carefully. I'm picking up what you putting down. I picked up.
Talk that talk.
And I caught it.
Okay. Don't
Notoriety.
No.
How old are you? Can I ask how old?
I'm 29. I'll be 30 this year.
You're very, very wise. I know women, they are a little further ahead anyway.
Yeah, we beyond
But,
our years.
you know-
Say who? No playing.
So, but I mean, I guess, would you say that your situation has brought you this wisdom, or were you always like this?
I was always like this. I was a grandma baby. I was raised by my grandmother. I was brought up in the church with my grandmother. Everything.
Okay. So, it would have brought you notoriety, and you chose would you say that
I chose privacy.
privacy? And why did you choose privacy? What reasons did you choose privacy?
Because when I got in there, it started off in the media. I got incarcerated 4 o'clock in the morning. By 6 o'clock news, I was broadcasted. My house, everything.
I wanted to ask you that. Being that your face hit the news, and it was a picture that you probably was really upset about. I seen the picture, girl. How did that feel? And then knowing that, if I ever get out of here, people are gonna look at me in a different light.
I thought people was gonna look at me crazy. They just knew. They just knew I was dyslexic. They knew I was emotionally distraught. They must have knew I was just this crazy woman that needed to be in a bin somewhere.
Now she said dyslexic.
Right.
I was stuck on that word. Like, I'm like, dyslexic. Are you dyslexic?
No.
Okay.
No, I ain't even.
She said the way you was looking looked like you was dyslexic.
And that picture.
Hell, fucking no.
Crucial. Y'all, oh my goodness.
Y'all, Talkin Toasted.
I'm telling
We
you.
toasted talking, bitch.
It's a drink. It's Black Widow. So you were like, so I guess you felt like a little offended, like a slight, like, okay, why do I need to sell my story to the world when I know my truth? Is that kind of how it was a sense of pride, it sounds like.
It wasn't. It was more to reach one. Because a lot of people feel caged, a lot of women more or less feel caged, they feel confined, they feel a bit of confusion in the situation that they put themselves in. When all you had to do was open your mouth and speak. And actually put some enthusiasm in it, some, you know what I mean, some oomph in it when you talking to the person that this person that you supposed to know. I don't care if it was friend, family, foe. If you feel like you know these people,
Say it like you mean.
say it with your chest.
Check it out.
I'm telling you.
So you stood your ground, you stood by, you're out, you know what I'm saying? Are you on probation right now?
I am.
So what does the probation consist of?
In the beginning, it was a little tough. My first 6 months, I was on house arrest. I had to do mental therapy. I had to do community service. Right now, I have to pay $6,000 some odd dollars in probation fees, burial fees, jail fees, fees.
Lock me up.
You name it.
Throw away the key.
So basically you were still charged,
I was.
but they just gave you
Gave you a
probation.
lower charge.
They gave me probation for defending myself.
Wow.
Cost
So
me-
do you feel the need to defend yourself still? I mean, because at the end of the day, you still are charged with this, and you.
Yeah, so what happens if in the case that you have to really defend yourself again, and like is that breaking your probation or?
Technically.
Okay.
Wow. How long are you on probation for? How long you have left?
I have until 2022.
Okay.
I got another 3 years.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
on a lighter note, probation is you're not going and like when they say probation, you're just reported to someone, or you having to go to do like community.
You know,
service?
that's the irony of it all. Because right now, I don't have nobody on my back. As long as I report to these people once a month, that's all that they care about. At the end of the day, how can I can be charged with something like this right here, but you treat it as if I just
got a ticket, you paying off the bill.
yeah.
Wow.
That's the irony of it all.
Wow. So how did you end up? Was that part of a deal that you got for
Probation,
You got probation for basically they charged you with murder.
basically,
And does that
And gave you probation for that.
and gave me probation for it.
do you think it was a sense of they felt sorry for your situation?
They couldn't feel sorry for my situation because if they did, they would have just let me go. They knew that I had a job, I held my own. They knew that I had a place of my own. They knew that can't nobody pay my bills or finance my life but me the way that I do. They knew all of this about me. And yet and still, I had to lose everything for what? To come home and pay y'all.
Right.
Wow. And how does this affect your everyday life?
Right.
Do you feel cheated? Do you feel?
I mean, it is a sense of cheating.
I mean, how does it affect work?
It definitely does. I had to take a major pay cut. This is my first felony.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't even run. It's
Do you
it's
feel
no way to run
judged?
from this. I feel. Yes.
It's a sucky, it's a bullshit situation. Like, I mean, I appreciate you coming forth and using this platform to be able to speak and to keep people. I mean, if anything that you could change, what would it be? So that way your life would be better. What could you change from whatever happened from start to now? What would you change that would make all of this go away or feel better?
To change everything. I just never should have. I should have never got lunch from him when I seen him strolling past my job.
That first time.
That first sight. Innocence.
You said.
So,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead.
No.
Talkin Toasted.
You say so much and with so few words.
Yeah, you do. I see that too.
That's a real gift. But that's all I was gonna say.
I was gonna say, so what advice could you give like other women out there, like when they come to a situation like this?
Well, it's their life or taking the life of someone else. And not necessarily taking the life of someone else, but in the sense of defending yourself, who knows what the possibilities are. In your case, it was the worst case scenario that happened. Not
worst
willingly.
case scenarios.
Right.
There were 2 worst case scenarios, and I don't even mind getting into that. And I know y'all was probably wondering about that. Having the ability to dodge 2 bullets. A blessing to me seems like an understatement.
So you feel blessed at the end of the day.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. To be with somebody who had that kind of stigma on them, you know, HIV is it's a strong thing in America today. And to have the ability to survive yourself is a real powerful platform.
So the guy that ended up losing his life, he was HIV positive.
So they say. Right.
I
Gotcha.
Really?
Brittany,
Over.
God damn it, I'm not gonna
Did you
keep.
move the camera?
I didn't move the camera. Can you see?
What the touch bases on.
Yeah.
Scoot over.
Brittany,
Okay, he did.
God. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yo, so Talkin Toasted. Yeah, we're really toasted on this Black Widow. Okay. We appreciate you coming on the show like this and sharing a story like this. Excuse me. You did describe to us that there was an initial separation. There was a reason for, I guess, you and
Severing the ties.
severing ties, and why things escalated to the point where someone now is no longer here. What was that reason?
There was a lot of controversy about his bill of health and whether or not he was HIV positive. And my book actually touched bases on the consequences of the actions that I chose just to get $1. And it actually went from me working a 9-to-5 job like any other honorable American citizen to losing all hopes and dreams of a 401k and everything when I was laid off, leading me up to selling drugs. And it was just like I actually had somebody who was in the field to, commence my same pay. You know what I mean? And I did like anyone else would do. Go for what you know. And one thing led to another, and you think that you know the people that you spend hours out of a day with until
That's kind of deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
until the day that the ultimate transpires, and you get the worst news known to man, and they tell you that this person that you spent all of this time with has something that could fatally kill you.
So how long before you found out did you know this person was HIV positive? How long were you guys together?
Say 4 years.
Wow.
4 years.
And it was more like a friendship,
It was a mutual
a
understanding.
mutual understanding. That's what I'm
Friends
saying.
with benefits,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
mutual
you right
emphasis.
about it.
And then there
Bam,
came a
bam.
time where you found this information out, and it was like, okay, what the fuck? I'm done. I can't deal. You are putting my life in danger, and I don't want nothing to do with you.
It came more along the lines of suicide because I didn't want to put myself in a situation like that. I didn't want to put nobody else's life in a situation like that. And I couldn't see myself a woman on her own, handling business, no kids, you know what I'm saying? Still in my primes. I couldn't see myself going through the rest of my life like that, knowing that I wanted kids, knowing that I wanted to get married. And hey,
Wow. So then you what changed? Like you wanted to commit suicide. Then what happened?
I was committed. I was committed to the hospital. has spent 4 days in a suicide ward.
So you tried to commit suicide.
Did
And what did you do?
I won't go into details. You'll find that out in the book.
In the book.
Okay, keywords in the
Make sure you
book.
get the details.
It's in the book.
To all that real spill.
So let me just get us.
Go.
I want to break down a summary to see if I'm following
ahead,
along.
Bubba.
You know, because some of our viewers could be lost. So after everything, I'm gonna break it down. So basically, the book or your life is about basically you met a guy doing the whole. You know, you say you did some stuff as far as selling drugs. Met a guy. This guy, y'all wound up being friends, having intimate relationships. 4 years in this relationship, or whatever it may be, you found out he was HIV positive. Severs ties. Then
He becomes
He becomes this major
psychotic, stalker. Restraining orders are filed. You found out like you're coming home one day not knowing this person's still in your life, in your house. Self-defense, your shoes.
So can I ask? I gotta ask because after George just put all that together.
Right. It's coming together.
Do you feel like the charges that were held against you and are still on your record? Do you feel like maybe your past has a little bit to do with it? Why they said we're gonna stick you with something because we didn't catch you.
Well, I have a few assault charges on my record, but that's years ago. You know what I mean? It's nothing too vicious or too malicious for them to try and put a charge on me in which I was in my own home. It was only my name on my lease. You know what I mean? When we speak in logistics, let's speak like we need to speak facts. And it's unnecessary.
Yeah. I feel Deniece is what he's trying to say is, do you feel like being whatever, whether it's good or bad, do you feel like whatever you handled yourself, do you feel like this was deserving on you? Like no one who goes through domestic violence or anything is a victim. But do you ever feel like as that person that has had this happen to them, well, it's my fault? Like most women might feel in their situation, like I brought this on myself. Like, do you feel like how do you like? Do you
I
feel?
had that feeling at times.
Okay, yeah.
But oftentimes, I feel like I did what most survivors would do.
I like how you said that. So not victims, but survivors.
Correct.
Yes, that's a good thing. Survivors. How would
Do
they
you feel like you got justice?
I didn't. I didn't in no way, shape, or form. Because going off the facts, regardless of what, he was in the hospital for weeks. That was ample amount of time to do whatever questioning they needed to do. If they didn't get any answers then, while he was still alive, well and breathing, there's no reason why I was sitting in that cell. Period. If I was able to talk to him, so were they.
Right, because you did say he was sending you letters, like he had someone writing letters, so there was communication where he was able to.
Yo,
he was
I know y'all
Sergeant
anxious
Lee.
to read that book.
Yes, it
That's a
did.
good
Hott
book,
Commodity.
guys.
Hott
I'm over
Commodity.
here like I ain't
Yo,
say
my
nothing.
mouth is salivating.
Shit.
Yeah.
Deniece,
Wow, that's a lot, and
we-
that's in a 3-year time span, right?
It really was.
Wow.
so how long have you been out?
I've been out since Valentine's Day of 2016.
Okay.
Came out on a day of love and got a rock.
Okay.
My rock.
And the irony of it all, I came home Valentine's Day with no love in my life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
She's so happy right now. She got such good energy.
Yes, very good energy for someone
Like,
to been
is there
through a
anything
lot.
that you would like to say, like that we did not cover? Like, because I feel like
We got a lot. Like that was a very like this. I feel like it's an empowerment to a lot of women that might have been in your situation.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah,
I
and
hope so.
you like
Definitely.
this. It's also and then it's also people that can reflect on your situation and learn what to do different from in certain things as far as you
Both
were explaining.
male and female.
Exactly, yes.
You
Like,
gotta humble
very-
yourself.
Yes.
Put your pride to the side. Bury that motherfucker in a ditch.
Okay.
Okay.
It over.
Make sure you dig an extra 6-7 feet for that pride. Okay.
You know, I'm glad that you're married because, you know, I had, at the end of the show, I had a little dating thing for you. I was
That's
about
a
to, like,
lie.
tell you
Wow.
to, you know, give your, you know, shoot your shot. I bet
know-
you know you good.
Nah, well, you know, ain't no shit,
You
no shoot no
good.
shots over here.
Right.
Ain't no free throws, baby.
Right. You know,
I had a wonderful time tonight.
I did too.
I
It
really
was-
did. I enjoyed all
Despite the subject matter,
trio.
Right.
you are just a joy.
Oh.
You are a
She made
pleasure.
these wonderful drinks for us.
Oh my God.
Delicious.
I love the fact that we have our guests making the drinks.
Right. I love that.
That's what I like.
Your
it too.
nickname is Shadas for me. You know?
Oh my God, I can't deal. This is Talkin Toasted. I love.
Bring your humor to dangerous
Oh my
situations.
God. Yo,
Okay.
it's Talkin Toasted. One love, two hugs. I am Daytachi.
Taste the Brittany.
And Joey Bad. Hold up. Because you cut me off earlier. Joey Badass. Damn.
Oh,
sorry.
And this is Deniece. Tell them where to follow you before we go out. We'll tell them where to follow you, Deniece.
Oh, you can definitely find me on Instagram at mahogany_BEE. And on Facebook, you can find me at Mahogany Boy.
Hey.
And
Make
your
sure y'all
book?
get that book.
Yes, indeed.
It's Hott Commodity.
On
Hott
what
Commodity on Talkin
platforms?
Toasted. Amazon. Reach that shit.
Ow.
Talkin Toasted.